Hello and good morning. Welcome back to the 5 Cent Cigar Newscast. I'm Adam Zangari, and thank you so much for joining us. Coming up this week, we have a tour looking at the land that is the URI campus over the past 3,000 years, as well as its indigenous history, a special look at the URI men's hockey game against Pitt, and, as always, make sure to stick around for your Rhody Sports Corner. Last Saturday, URI held a history walk around its Kingston campus. Multiple URI history and anthropology professors, as well as Loren Spears, the director of the Tamaquag Museum, took students around historic parts of campus and looked into the past of not just the university, but also the land it's currently on. The tour talked about the campus's history as an area where the Narragansett Nation lived and worked, as well as its use as a slave plantation by a family known as the Niles family. With more, here's Leah Crowley.
Askawi Kwasin, Natasuwis Makasini Pashao at Nahaigansek, Natasuwis Loren Spears at Englishat.
Loren Spears, director of the Tamaquag Museum, greets the audience of last Saturday's campus history panel discussion and walking tour in her language.
So what I said to you in my greeting is, hello, I'm Loren Spears, and my traditional name is Makasini Pashao. I am Narragansett Niantic, and welcome to my friends and family to the homelands of the Narragansett people.
Monday through Friday, hundreds of URI students park here in Plains Road parking lot. What those students leaving their cars in a hurry to get to class likely do not know is that there is evidence that this spot was once the ancestral home of the Narragansett people, and that they used this land between 5,000 and 3,000 years ago.
If you're on state land and you have to build something, you need to have archaeologists come in and make sure you're not going to disturb anything.
During the discussion, Professor Bovey of the Anthropology Department revealed what archaeologists found at the bottom of campus.
So, what was found here? Well, lots and lots of objects.
Stone tools, knives, and the remnants of pits were discovered, among other findings. Professors Mather and DeCesare of the History Department also spoke at the discussion.
The campus has lots of hidden history. There are things that are visible, and then there are also things that are non-existent and invisible.
The professors called attention to the Watson House, the only building on campus that predates URI and was once the home of the Niles family, plantation owners whose African and native slaves worked the land that is now the Kingston campus. They are all thought to be buried just outside the Ryan Center at the Niles burial ground.
But otherwise it's not so noticeable, I think, for most people.
It's a powerful phrase, remember me.
At the discussion, Spears spoke about the only marker on campus that acknowledges the land's indigenous roots.
It's something that's, thousands of students walk by every day, faculty, staff, that probably don't even notice it, at all. And if they do notice it, they don't know what it really is talking about or what it's saying or what it's reflecting on.
Spears continues to work closely with the university as the Tamaquag Museum will soon be relocating to the Kingston campus.
There has to be restitution and reconciliation. And I think in the United States, we're not moving fast enough on that in relationship to the real genocide that took place here.
The new Tamaquag Museum is scheduled to break ground in 2023. In terms of reparations, the university has been working with the Native American Advisory Council to establish the Native Youth College Prep Program for high school students and the URI Narragansett Undergraduate Scholarship. Tune in next week as we dive into that scholarship and what it means for Narragansett students attending URI today. After singing a native song to the audience, Spears revealed its simple meaning. We dwell here. Leah Crowley reporting, 5 Cent Cigar News.
Now over to Aniekan Okon and Zach Austin with your Rhody Sports Corner.
Thanks, Adam. Hello and welcome back to another edition of your Rhody Sports Corner. Throughout this season, URI coach Jim Fleming has talked about the difficulty of each game in conference play. Looking to move to 6-0, the team was reminded of that very message when they faced Towson on the road this past weekend. We pick things up early in the first quarter. Towson's Devin Matthews takes his handoff and scores the 1-yard touchdown to make it 7-0. Trying to get something going, Rhody fumble on their next possession, and Matthews, this time in the Wildcat, takes it up the middle to make it 14-0. Rhody finally get things going late in the first when Justice Antrim takes his 18-yard run to the house to get the Rams on the board. But that would be the only piece of offense the Rams would see throughout the game. Here, Towson scores again late in the third and makes it 21-7. They would tack on another score and hand Rhody their first loss of the season, 28-7.
We didn't play well enough. We did things that were unrepresentative of our football team. We turned it over, couldn't convert, couldn't get off the field on third down. So it was it's been a nice ride for the first 5, but now you're back to reality, and we got to go ahead and get it refocused and get ourselves ready to go, get home, and go play Villanova.
Since the beginning of conference play, men's soccer are undefeated at home. Facing defending A10 champion Fordham this past weekend, they had a chance to keep that streak going. The team honored their seniors before the start of Saturday's game against Fordham. Fast forward to the second half. Edvin Axelson crosses it inside the box to the feet of Isak Oistese, who finds Jordan Kadua, who boots it into the back of the net for his first URI goal of his career. One final opportunity to tie the game. Fordham crosses it into the box, but the header falls into the hand of Stefan Schmidt, securing the 1-0 victory for the Rams. And over to Zach Austin, who has highlights of a big win over number 21 Drexel for URI men's hockey.
Rhody is back at Boss Ice Arena for their second home series of the season against Drexel University, looking for redemption after dropping their last 2 games. The Rams get on the board first with an early goal. Matt Smith gets a good look on a long-range shot that gives URI a 1-0 lead with 12:36 left in period 1. The Dragons would quickly respond to tie the game at 1 apiece, but it was all Rhode Island after that. A penalty on Ryan Sambuco would give the Rams a power play opportunity, where Jonathan Shaw would find an opening with 2:29 remaining in the period, putting Rhody back on top 2-1. Jumping now to the second period, Dimitri Ferran gets roughed up against the glass by Drexel's Benjamin Burkhan. Burkhan is assessed with a major penalty and ejected for the remainder of the game. This would spark a quick scoring run for URI. Shaw quickly finds an opening for his second score of the game, his 4th on the season. He's followed up 33 seconds later with a strong shot to the back of the net by Griffin Long. Rhody now leads 4-1 with 12:18 left in the second. The Rams put the icing on the cake in the third period. Nick Ferraro sneaks the puck into the goal with 10:35 left to play. That would do it for Friday's action. Rams win at 5-1 and get back into the win column. Jumping now to Saturday's game, footage here courtesy of Fans Only Sports Network. Neither team got much going early on, but the game suddenly came alive in the third period. Anton Kazitsky picks up the penalty for the Dragons, and URI gets an opportunity on the power play with 15:17 left in the game. The Rams find the net less than 15 seconds later for the game's first goal. With an assist from Zachary Rissatelli, Ferraro scores his second goal in as many games. Rhody now with a 1-0 lead at the 15:03 mark in the third. Later on in the third, URI scores again with about 7 minutes remaining. This time it's Smith on the pass from Thomas Fagan. This lead would stand the rest of the way. Final score, Rhode Island 2, Drexel 0. Curtis Briggs for the Rams recording his first career shutout at goal. Rhody now moves to 3-3 on the season with a trip to Stony Brook set for next weekend. For Rhody Sports Corner, I'm Zach Austin.
And now let's take a look at the rest of your scores around Kingston. Women's soccer picked up a crucial 2-1 victory on Senior Day behind 2 goals from Brooke Cavino. Volleyball split matchups against Dayton and Duquesne this past weekend. And congratulations to Stefan Schmidt and Bryson Richards for earning A10 Player of the Week honors this week. And that's it for this week's Rhody Sports Corner. Back to you.
That's all we have for you this week at the 5 Cent Cigar Newscast. Make sure to check us out at rhodycigar.com and follow us on Twitter at rhodycigar. Reporting from Kingston, I'm Adam Zangari. Stay safe, Rhody.